I'm Andrew Heaven. This is my demonstration of the app for the project, the development and integration of a socially active mobile application for a small wrestling organisation. I've got Xcode loaded up here, which is the program I use to make the app, in the Objective-C programming language. As you can see, I've created loads of different classes and header files, all containing different information. The particular XIB file that loads up the user interface. Basically, I can move things around, see how they look, and I can change the way the app looks on that screen. If I go ahead and load up the app, I can show you. So that's the splash screen. That's what I made myself in Adobe Photoshop, with logo taken from the client with permission. So it loads straight into the initial screen, which is the list of wrestlers. At the top, I've set the title of myself. Set the title myself. You can scroll up and down, and as you can see, there's a picture on the left, the name on the top, and then subtitle. And the subtitle is populated with the current title that the wrestler has. In most cases it's none, but for the ones who do have a title, it's populated there. And this is all taken from the person class. If I just show you, so that's where I set or declare the variables for the name, career start, last match, current title, all that kind of stuff. It's the name, the current title, and the thumbnail image, or the thumb image that I use on that initial screen. If I click into a wrestler, which they're all clickable, it goes into their profile. So there's a tweet button, Facebook button, you've got the main image, their Twitter handle, their name, the career start. For this particular wrestler, it's a mysterious wrestler and he's not got a career start. His last match and the result of the last match, his current title, and the biography. This is where you can scroll as well. This part is not really a placeholder, but the idea was to grab the Twitter feed of the actual wrestler and display it there, so the last 10 tweets that they made, put it down, either have it half and half, so it's the bio still there, or have the whole of this box display that Twitter feed. Now if I do press tweet, for the majority of the wrestlers, because they've got their own Twitter handles, it comes up, and you can tweet as long as the user, because this is a virtual iPhone, as long as the user is logged in through their Twitter and through their Facebook, they can send a message, and I can go hi, and that comes up and it works, and I can get rid of it and so on. Can add a location, send, cancel. For other wrestlers who don't have one, for example this guy, rather than Twitter handle, I've got the tweet going to K-Star Wrestling, and that's just to make sure that the app isn't completely empty and it's got some form of connection there to the K-Star Wrestling social network. This was manually inputted on this particular class. So as you see here, so I've got the post to Twitter method, and I can set the initial text, and the text is set to, just move this around, so it's just here. So I've got the post to Twitter method just here, and this is basically checking that the Twitter service is all online and it's available. And when opening the tweet button, it sets the initial text. In this case, it sets it from the Twitter handle that's taken from person.h. That's Twitter handle. All of these variables are synthesized and whatnot in the person class, but in the app delegate is where all the information is stored. So take you to the wrestler I just showed you, which was Rigor Mortis. It's that one just there. So I've put his name in, unknown, his last match, and so on. I've loaded in the two out same JPEG file, but one's for the main image and one's for the thumbnail image. And then the bio. So for the subtitle, it had the current title. I could change it so it displayed the Twitter handle. I could change it so it displayed the career start. That's all available to do that. Like I mentioned earlier about having the Twitter feed up, if I had done that, I needed to use the Twitter API, which I struggled with, but so this is what I ended up in the final build. Facebook, there's a few problems with. I'll take you back to the app. If I click on any wrestler, I'll just show you another one. So if I click on any wrestler, the Facebook, because there isn't like a Twitter handle, there's no Facebook handle or anything. I've still got the initial text, but it's literally this would update the user status again if they was logged in on their iPhone. I can still add a location, and the one thing they can do though is if they was a member, or if they liked K-Star Wrestling, which I do on my Facebook, I could press K-Star Wrestling and it would only go, and it would go to K-Star Wrestling. Similarly, if I chose anything else here, I could post it to their wall, or only those people would see it. So the functioning is there. It's just not ideal as of yet. But the Facebook can work again. I can write in, and I can post it, and it would go to my status, or it would go to K-Star Wrestling. And that's the same with every wrestler. So again, like I said, it loads up to this initial wrestler screen. The idea would be, carried on in further, just to have a main screen where there'd be different tabs, one for the wrestlers,